Yo, welcome into the show. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now. Chase Sr. here with you, and we have another great show coming your way on the Eagles Now rundown. Coming up, the players who have been balling out and standing out for the Philadelphia Eagles during Eagles OTAs. But let's begin with this. Do you want more Eagles content from me? Well, if that's the case, then of course hit that subscribe button here as we continue to grow the Eagles Now empire, but also give me a follow on social media. In addition to all of the long-form content that I do here on YouTube, talking about the birds every single day year-round, I'm always doing that on social media as well. You can find me on X at Chase_Senior and on Instagram at Chase_Senior as well. Let's get to our list of the Eagles who have been balling out during Eagles OTAs going into mandatory minicamp, where the Eagles only have 1 day of mandatory minicamp, the defending Super Bowl champions, with this shorter offseason planning in a really smart way. Let's begin with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts during Eagles OTAs coming off a great performance in the NFC Championship game, a flawless performance in Super Bowl 59, has been crisp, he has been efficient, he's been very accurate during organized team activities. He's also been very decisive and clean without the likes of being able to throw to his top two wide receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Of note, OTAs, they are voluntary workouts. And Hurts has gotten to a point where, to start his career coming out of Oklahoma and Alabama, he was a little bit of a sloppy practice player. He'd hold on to the ball a little bit long. He wasn't decisive, making quick and snappy decisions. And sometimes the ball would hit the ground. He's mastered this offense, even though the Eagles have had so many different offensive coordinators. And he's been so accurate that the ball is barely hitting the ground. And Kevin Patullo is Hurts' sixth offensive coordinator since coming into the league in 2020. So it's a good sign here early in the offseason that Jalen Hurts is showing an understanding of what Kevin Patullo wants, what he expects, some of his offensive philosophies and play calls as Patullo goes in to his first year as the Eagles offensive coordinator under Nick Sirianni. And how about this? During the 2 open practice sessions, Hurts, 35 of 38 for his completions to attempts. That's good football right there. Second Eagle, who's really been balling out during Eagles OTAs. Not much of a surprise here, Saquon Barkley. But if you had any worries that after leading the NFL in touches last year, that he could be washed overnight, that he'd be laboring, looking slow and beat up, hasn't been the case. Saquon, the defending Offensive Player of the Year who finished top 5 in MVP voting, and the Madden 26 cover athlete, has looked bouncy. He's looked fast and explosive, very healthy. He is going to be 29 years old in February. He had a massive workload last year. He's had some injuries throughout his NFL career. But Kevin Patullo was saying the other week, man, I'm shocked at how good Saquon looks and how fresh he looks. Coming off leading the league in touches, as I noted, but also the Eagles played 3 playoff games on top of the 16 games that Saquon played in during the 2024 season. Saquon, when asked about the Madden curse, said, quote, "I don't believe in the curse. I've had to deal with curses. I've had a couple of different injuries, and I don't believe in the Madden curse because I believe in God." Good stuff right there from the one-of-one player that is Saquon Barkley. So much more to get to here on the show, but I do want to say this. I promised my bosses here at Chat Sports that Eagles Now would pick up more subscribers in June as compared to May, or else they might fire me. In the month of May, Eagles Now, 1,132 new real ones. Hit that sub button. Let's start this month off with the bang. Subscribe today for the most informative, insightful, thought-provoking, entertaining Eagles content where you have a voice. And in that process, let's get to 121,000 subscribers. We also have a phenomenal new sponsor that we want to tell you about, our friends at Ridge. Check their products out because they are incredible at ridge.com/chat. And right here is my old wallet. It looks like a crusty old brick. Look at how big it is. Look at this Ridge wallet. I am somebody who starts to freak out if I have too many things in my pockets and if my pockets start to get a little bit bulgy. With the Ridge wallet, I don't have to worry about that. And look how beautiful this is. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I imagine you are because you're watching this show, you can get an Eagles Ridge wallet too. They are unique. They have a slim, modern design that can hold up to 12 cards plus cash. That's really important for me because I always have my Eagles Now business cards on me because I'm always rocking an Eagles Now hat, Eagles gear, and people are asking me, are you from Philly? I say, yeah. Are you an Eagles fan? And they say, oh, yeah. And I say, I have an Eagles channel, if you haven't heard of us, that's approaching 121,000 subscribers. Here's my business card. Scan that QR code. It'll take you to the channel. Ridge Wallet, also made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. They have 50-plus colors and styles to choose from. And I was showing you this black wallet. It's perfect for me. All of their products have a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy because it's so durable. Losing your wallet, it's also the worst. A lot of us have been there, but with the Ridge AirTag attachment, you'll always know exactly where it is before panic mode kicks in. Ridge, not just about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. Right now, just in time for Father's Day, Ridge is having a massive, huge sale. Get up to 40% off your order at ridge.com/chat and use the code chat. You can find the perfect gift for your dad or yourself. When you check out, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Eagles Now, Chase Sr., and Chat Sports sent you. Give dad or yourself the upgrade that he or you deserves this year, up to 40% off when you use our code chat. Ridge, absolute game changer. Another Eagle who has really been balling out during OTAs and impressing the coaching staff, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., otherwise known as Axeman Jr. His dad in the news this week because he was on 94.1 WIP, and he said, according to people I know in the building, Jalen Carter doesn't even know how to play defensive tackle yet. He's just been relying on his rare, raw athletic ability. You know what Vic Fangio said? There's some truth to that. Jalen Carter can be even better. That's scary because last year, JC, one of the top and most dominant defensive players in the NFL. And Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he's trying to become that. And he's trying to be a force at that second level at linebacker behind Jalen Carter and the fellow defensive lineman there up front. And Trotter Jr. during OTAs, he's taken all of the first-team off-ball inside linebacker reps alongside Zack Baun for that first-string defense. Nakobe Dean and Jahad Campbell are going to be out for a while. Not my words. That's coming from Vic Fangio. Nakobe Dean coming off that patellar tendon surgery. Jahad Campbell, labrum surgery. And so Fangio said they're not going to be back on the practice field for a little while, and Trotter has been taking advantage of those opportunities. There's also not a lot of competition because of those injuries to the aforementioned players, but Smile Mondon, who the Eagles drafted out of Georgia, probably a special teams ace or player to start his NFL career. And I'll also say this about Trot. Toward the end of last year, when the Eagles started to rest players and he got some more playing time, he played very well. I know that he was a little bit lacking with his testing numbers pre-draft and the lack of massive stature or twitchy athleticism at Clemson. What did I always say about Trotter Jr., though? Instincts, feel, the ability to read and diagnose plays, to be in the right place at the right time because of the football IQ. We saw that last year, and he made some good plays on special teams, too. Jordan Davis, another player who's impressing a lot of people within that Eagles organization, mostly because of the shape that he's in. This is something that he's battled back and forth with when he was coming out of Georgia. His final season with the Bulldogs, he was top 10 in Heisman Trophy voting as a defensive tackle. But the big question was 6'6", 340. Is he a two-down guy or a three-down guy? So far to start his career, he hasn't turned into that three-down guy, mostly because of conditioning. But he's taken on Peloton, and he became obsessed with that toward the end of last year. Vic Fangio said that right now he's in the best shape that he's been in his NFL career. He's really slimmed down. He looks great. And with Milton Williams gone, the Eagles were going to have to get more snaps from Jordan Davis and Moro Uzomah. The Eagles have also put their trust in Big JD. They exercise his fifth-year option, so his contract for 2026 has become guaranteed. That means he's under contract for the next 2 years for Philadelphia. They believe that his best football is ahead of him. And sometimes for defensive tackles, it takes them a little while to become the best version of themselves. Jordan Davis in the playoffs, he also graded out extraordinarily well. He was a force. Overall PFF grade of 86.8, second among 69 defensive tackles. His pass rush grade, 90. That was third. And his run defense grade can be better, but still pretty solid at 64.9. Tanner McKee also performed very well during Eagles OTAs. He is one of the top backup quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I've said this a few times over the last couple of years. I think that at some point he could be a very solid starter in the National Football League. He's big at 6'6". He sees the field well. He makes quick decisions. He knows where to go with the football. He's very good with his process, with his progressions, his ability to read and decipher the defense. He throws with unbelievable touch, accuracy, and anticipation, especially toward that boundary. Those back shoulder balls, they are big boy throws. And at the end of the year when he got playing time against Dallas, when he came in for Kenny Pickett, when he got the start against the Giants in the final week of the season, when the Eagles were playing backups against the Giants starters, he was slinging that rock. And the Eagles traded away Kenny Pickett because they are believers in Tanner McKee. If Hurts goes down, they think that he can help them win a lot of ball games. Those are the Philadelphia Eagles who have balled out during Eagles OTAs so far. Let's do a real one roll call before we dip on out. If you enjoyed today's show, type real one. And if you're going to get a Ridge wallet and use that code chat, I want you to type Ridge down in the comment section.